Hey friends, welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host Mark Guido, and we are camped this week in the beautiful area of Diamond Lake in South Central Oregon for the July 4th holiday weekend. In this episode, we're first going to show you around Crater Lake National Park, the entrance to which is only 3.5 miles down the road from where we're boondocking. And then we're going to spend some time showing you all the beautiful things to see around the Diamond Lake area. So stay tuned. This episode of Grand Adventure is sponsored by the Dyrt PRO. Find the campsite that's right for you, either on the web or in their #1 ranked mobile apps. Get extra features and functionality with an annual membership to the Dyrt PRO. Try it all for free for 30 days with the promo code GRANDADVENTURE. Established in 1902, Crater Lake is the 5th oldest national park in the United States, and the only one in Oregon. The park centers on the caldera of Crater Lake, a remnant of the destroyed volcano Mount Mazama. The lake is 1,949 feet deep at its deepest point, which makes it the deepest lake in the United States, the 2nd deepest in North America, and the 9th deepest in the world. Measured by its average depth of 1,148 feet, Crater Lake becomes the deepest in the Western Hemisphere and the 3rd deepest in the world. The caldera formed 7,700 years ago during the violent climactic eruptions and subsequent collapse of Mount Mazama. Mount Mazama was once roughly 11,000 feet in height. Then, around 5,700 BC, Mazama collapsed into itself during a tremendous volcanic eruption, losing 2,500 to 3,500 feet in height and depositing ash as far east as the northwest corner of Yellowstone National Park, as far south as central Nevada, and as far north as southern British Columbia. The eruption formed a large caldera that was filled in about 740 years, forming this beautiful lake with a deep blue hue. Crater Lake has no streams flowing into or out of it. All water that enters the lake from rain or snowfall is eventually lost from evaporation or subsurface seepage. No boats are allowed on the lake, save for a park shuttle to the cinder cone of Wizard Island that begins seasonal operation in July. In fact, no road reaches the water, and only the Cleetwood Cove hiking trail reaches the lakeshore at the shuttle boat launch. Those shuttle boats were placed in the lake by helicopter. Here, at an average of 7,000 to 8,000 feet of elevation at the caldera rim, there's a bounty of snow left over from last winter, even here at the week of the 4th of July holiday. Snowfall on the rim averages 533 inches annually. The road following the south and southeast rim of the caldera hasn't yet opened for the season. Built in 1915, the 71-room Crater Lake Lodge is owned by the National Park Service and operated by Aramark. It sits on the southwestern rim of the caldera overlooking the lake water 1,000 feet below. We're boondocking only 4 miles from the north entrance to Crater Lake National Park, at the Diamond Lake Recreation Area of Umpqua National Forest. We're still traveling with the YouTube channel Homie at Large, and our friends Dale and Pat have also joined us for the July 4th holiday weekend. We're not entirely clear if this is a snow park or an overflow area for the lake's campgrounds, but we're pleasantly surprised to not be overrun for the holiday weekend. Our boondocking campsite is located only a half-mile walk from the shoreline of mile-high Diamond Lake, a 3,000-acre natural lake sandwiched between Mount Thielsen to the east and Mount Bailey to the west. It's the single most productive and popular trout water in Oregon. Mount Thielsen is an extinct shield volcano. The glaciers have heavily eroded into a horn-like peak. In fact, Diamond Lake was formed by one of Thielsen's eruptions. Thielsen's spire-like top is hit by lightning so frequently that some rocks on the summit have melted into a rare variety of fulgurite. The western shore of Diamond Lake is dominated by 8,375-foot Mount Bailey, a relatively young shield volcano. The country's longest-running snowcat skiing operation, Cat Ski Mount Bailey, operates on its slopes in winter based at Diamond Lake Resort. On the northeast side of the lake, Diamond Lake Resort began life 100 years ago as a small fishing lodge, and today offers lodging, a restaurant, store, boat rentals, horseback rides, and other services. We enjoyed sitting on their lawn with refreshments from their dehydration station. The resort also operates the popular South Shore Pizza, within walking distance of our boondocking spot, with subs and ice cream also on the menu. Travelers should be aware, though, that these are the only businesses operating whatsoever for many miles in any direction. An 11-mile paved recreation path encircles the lake. There are 5 boat ramps located around the lake, where day use costs $5, and 4 campgrounds. The first 3 are owned by the Umpqua National Forest. Diamond Lake Campground has 240 dry campsites strung along the east side of the lake. 51 of those sites are lakeside for $22 per night, while the others, for $16 per night, are only spitting distance from the shoreline. There's a 30-foot length limit for trailers and 35 feet for motorhomes. Broken Arrow Campground offers another 121 dry campsites at the lake's south end, sandwiched between our boondocking site and the lake in a lodgepole forest. Single sites here cost $15 per night, or $20 for a double. Once again, length could be an issue for some, with a maximum of 32 feet. The Ilson View Campground has another 60 dry campsites on the western shore of the lake. All may be reserved at the same rate as at Broken Arrow Campground. Here, the maximum length is 35 feet. Finally, Diamond Lake Resort operates a full hookup RV park at the lake's southeastern corner, with 110 30 amp and 50 amp sites, along with laundry, restrooms, and showers. You'll find the campgrounds at Diamond Lake, along with around 45,000 other campgrounds and boondocking sites all over the U.S. at our video sponsor, the Dyrt PRO. Get a free 30-day trial of all of the Dyrt's Pro features just for being a grand adventurer, including campsite directories, trip planning, public land and self-service map layers, and discounts on campgrounds and camping gear, just by using the promo code GRANDADVENTURE. So what do you have to lose? Click the link below in the video description to try the Dyrt PRO for free today. The forest around here often towers above the roadway, making area highways feel like driving through a tunnel. It's here that the famed Rogue River, one of the first 8 waterways in the nation to receive the Wild and Scenic River designation, begins its tumbling 215-mile journey to the Pacific Ocean. This is the Rogue River Gorge, where the rushing river waters have carved their way through a lava flow. It's 37 miles one way, from our campsite to the tiny general store in Prospect, Oregon. Still, when we found ourselves running low on provisions, this was the closest store likely to have the few groceries we needed. Prospect began as a logging town, with its first sawmill beginning operation in 1870. The Prospect Hotel, which opened in 1892, was listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 1980. Prospect State Scenic Viewpoint borders the town and offers several spectacular waterfalls to hike to. A hydroelectric dam, constructed on the west side of Prospect in the 1920s, exposed this portion of the Rogue Riverbed, now known as the Avenue of the Giant Boulders.
Joey, get up here. Yeah.
Mill Creek Falls is the centerpiece attraction within the Prospect State Scenic Viewpoint. Here, Mill Creek drops a sheer 173 feet into the Rogue River below. Adjacent to Mill Creek Falls, Barr Creek Falls totals 240 feet of fall in 3 drops, the tallest and last of which is 150 feet. Of course, I can't camp this close to a beautiful body of water like Diamond Lake and ignore taking the kayak out, accompanied this time by Dale and Pat. These water plants are stunning, with maroon leaves on the surface that are teeming with small, bright blue dragonflies. We also can't resist paddling to the dehydration station to get more hydrated. After a tasty beer, we still have to cross the main body of Diamond Lake to return to our trucks, which turned out to be a windy, invigorating crossing. So we truly hope that you've enjoyed exploring Crater Lake National Park and the Diamond Lake Recreation Area with us. If you like this episode, it's extremely important to us that you give us a big thumbs up down below. And while you're down below, you're going to find the comments section, and we always love to hear from you after each grand adventure, each and every Wednesday evening. So if you're not yet a grand adventurer yourself, this is the time. Go hit that little red subscribe button down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And ring that notification bell to be sure that you never miss a grand adventure. Finally, we'd be honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family, and on social media. Coming up next week, we're going to be exploring the beautiful area surrounding Bend, Oregon. So until next week, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.